Hi there, welcome to today's painting tutorial. Today we are going to paint a fall candle with acrylic paints, so let's get started. I'm going to start with a size 6 flat brush. Also grab the sketch in the description below so that you can paint along. So I'm going to start with a dark color along the base. Let's add some of this burnt umber with a little bit of the black. Put that down here along the bottom. And then I'm going to put some gray in here along that left side. And then a little bit on the right side. Then let's pick up that same color and start bringing it down along this way here. And also on this right side. Then I'm going to go around the top of the candle and then around this edge. That's just going to give us some nice structure here. Let's go around this edge. And then you could also bring it along this area here as well. Okay, so that's a good outline. And then let's do this area on the left. So I'm going to take some of this gray and mix it with the burnt umber. Put that on the left side. I'm going to add a little bit of white to that so that we can lighten it further. And then I'm going to get a little bit richer. So let's take some of this burnt umber and add some of the burnt sienna in there. And start putting that in. I'm going to get warmer, so I'm going to pick up some more burnt sienna. And then I want to get a little bit of a yellow tone. So I'm going to add some of this yellow paint in there. And that's going to warm it up. I'm also going to add a little bit of the orange paint. And then transition back into the brown. And then into the burnt sienna. And I'm going to blend these colors a little bit. I have some slow drying medium in there, so that's helping the paint to spread and blend quite a bit. Now let's get darker. So I'm going to take that dark brown, moving back and forth with my brush strokes. Then I'll pick up some of this gray. Get a little bit of yellow on my brush, so I'm going to rinse that brush. And I might have to let that spot dry so that I don't mix it. And I'm going to put some of that gray in there. Okay. So now up along this section, we want to get pretty warm. So I'm going to take some of the burnt sienna, mix some orange in there to warm it up, and then bring that along this section. I'm going to take a straight burnt sienna, bring it over here, and then add some yellow and put that in this section here. And then on the sides we can get darker. So put that burnt umber. And I could put some gray in there as well. Okay, now let's go along this back edge. I'm going to start with the dark brown. And then use some of this warmer orangey brown color. It's creating almost a reflection. Then I'm going to bring in some of this gray and bring that along the back edge. Then we can get darker and add a little bit of gray. Okay, so now let's work on this inner area here. I'm going to let's mix up some more of a orangey brown, add a little bit of white and a little bit of gray into that. And then I'm going to bring that around this top area. I'm going to rinse off my brush because I want it to get lighter. So I'm going to put some white on there. And then I want it to get more yellow, so I'm going to bring some yellow into the mix. I'm trying to paint around these little flame sections here. I'm bringing this yellow, this light color in the center. And then I'm going to pick up some white and really bring a highlight into that center area. And I might do a little bit of blending back here, just so that all blends together, covering up some of the whites of the paper. Okay, so let's let that dry and work on these leaves over here. So I'm going to take some dark brown and using the edge of that brush, start putting in dark color for the leaves. And then let's pick up some red. Can mix the red with the dark brown and create almost a maroon shade. And then we can get lighter. So let's pick up some orange. I'm going to mix it in with this gray and the brown. Just because that orange is so intense, you can see how much it really shows up and overpowers the other shadow colors. Okay, let's mix some of this yellow in with the orange. And start bringing that in. And I could pick up some pure yellow and put that in as well. It's just very light. And I might bring back some of this reddish orange. Okay, and then this area here, let's put a orangey red color and then some of our lighter values that we mixed up. And these are pretty loose leaves. Could just do a couple little brush strokes for this one. And then a little brush stroke for that one. Could put a darker color for a shadow. Just give a little bit of depth. Okay, now I'm going to take a liner brush. This is a size 0 liner. And I'm going to mix a color to put in the stem. And we'll just do a nice line there to create that stem. And you could go all the way up the leaves to create those veins. This brush is perfect for doing that. Okay, so now let's go back and work on the flames. So I'm going to take a 0 round brush and put in some black paint. Just make these little lines for the wicks. And then that, I probably want to let that dry so it doesn't mix with the lighter colors that we're going to put in next. And actually we can put some burnt sienna in there. That can transition a little bit. And I'm continuing to use this 0 round brush. Let's put in some of this lighter orange. start building the flame. So we'll do a light orange, add a little bit more, and then pick up that yellow. And I'm going to bring this all the way up. I can just barely see my sketch showing through that paint. Okay, and then in the center, you can take a straight white and put that in the middle of the flame. That should cause it to appear like it's glowing in the center. Okay, I'm gonna go back with that flat brush and I'm gonna clean up this area a little bit. I'm gonna put a layer of gray on top of that yellow, and let's go back with some brown as well. I'm gonna bring a little bit more brown over here on this left side. And then I'm gonna put in some highlights. Let's see if we can take the burnt sienna and some white. See if that could give us a highlight color. Just a little bit of a highlight in the center. And then I'm going to take some of this light yellow, put a little bit up here to create more highlights. And then I could put some along the back. Just gives it a glowing effect. Okay, I might have to balance my shadows a little bit, come back with some of that darker color. And then some of the burnt sienna. Need to warm that up. Okay, and then let's take the zero liner brush. And actually I'm going to go back to the flat brush and bring some of these dark shadows back along the bottom. Some of that dark color just needs another layer. I'm going to put a little bit of a shadow underneath these wicks to give it a little more dimension. Okay, so now I'm going to take the zero liner brush with some white paint. I'm going to go around this edge, start creating just a few highlights around the rim of the glass. Then you could put some along the back, maybe down here a little bit. Okay, I might bring this shadow back. Let's do that with a darker color. Okay, and I think we will call this painting complete. So that is how you can paint a fall candle with acrylic paints. I hope you give this a try. Like and subscribe for more tutorials, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.